What's the conversion rate from dream hours to real hours? Now there's a question. Dream hours to real hours. Well, I'm not sure I entirely understand the question you're asking there, but let me try my best to explain what I think you may be getting at. First of all, a little bit of background. About a quarter, somewhere around 25%, 20 to 25% of our nighttime sleep is spent in dreaming sleep or in rapid eye movement sleep. The first episode typically occurring somewhere around 70 minutes after we fall asleep. It varies from person to person. And we have cyclical episodes of REM sleep across the night with a higher density of dreaming towards morning. This is one of the reasons why we tend to be in and out of dreaming sleep just before we get up. Dreaming sleep is in that sense a lighter form of sleep from which it's easier to rouse. Now, we are in REM sleep whether or not we remember it, and this is really quite an important point. The dreaming is not a sign of sleeping, if you know what I mean. It's a sign of information processing that we become aware of during our sleep. And often we only remember it at all because we're waking up. And probably of the 25% of our night in sleep, spent in dreaming sleep, we would only remember probably snatches of it, really, a few minutes at the very, very most, out of potentially an hour to an hour and a half or more of dreaming sleep. Of course, sometimes when we have our dreams, it's as if we've just got a freeze frame from every 100th frame in a movie. If you get what I'm saying, that our mind tries to fill in the gaps, doesn't it, when we're waking up, to make sense of what seems a rather dodgy and strange narrative, because this happened and for some reason this happened and then they were there and then I found myself over here, and we assume that we must have got from A to B. It doesn't necessarily mean that there was a narrative in between and we don't remember it. It's just that we're getting little flickering recall for only a brief period when we're waking up, a bit like an old movie reel, if you imagine it that way, and eventually, of course, it fades from our memory. But dreaming is really an interesting phenomenon, and many people, perhaps like yourself, are interested in trying to convert more of those dream hours into real hours so you could remember them. But it's not clear that we need to remember our dreams to function well. What is important is that we have good quality REM sleep. So I hope that's a helpful explanation, and I may or may not have quite got your question, but thanks for it anyway.